Now or never, pressure from PSG on Manchester United to make the Manuel Ugarte move happen, or it is not happening at all. Other candidates for that midfield role that United are looking into are looking elsewhere now. Jose Mourinho interested in Sofyan Amrabat. He is sick of waiting. That's the story coming from his camp as well. Make up your mind, Manchester United. Which way are you going to go? Pressure mounting on Ten Hag. Interesting quotes from Ten Hag from over in the States as well. We are definitely going to be selling Scott McTominay. More updates on that one as we go forward. We know about Wan-Bissaka and Mazraoui. Not much has changed on that situation. We have players back in training from international duty. The squad is getting stronger, but it's not with transfers. This is your morning update. Everybody, welcome along. Friday is here. The weather is nice. Hope you're enjoying yourselves right now on your way to work. Oh, you are, because you're listening to this or watching this, aren't you, here on FUTV. Welcome along, people. Get your comments in the live section if you can. Don't if you're driving. I'll tell you that now. That's naughty. Don't. And please do give the video a like. Let's get another 600 likes on the early morning show, guys. Get your comments in. I'll read through them as much as I can. We do a quick fire roundup, getting you up to date with all your Manchester United news right now. The week is finished. One more day to go. It's weekend, and then everyone's back on Monday. And it really starts to hit home then exactly where Manchester United transfer window is. By the way, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you for joining us. I want to get into details as to what is going on. Manuel Ugarte first this morning, guys. Let's crack on with everything that's happening. PSG, as we know, putting massive amounts of pressure onto Manchester United right now. They know that Manchester United have other targets in the offing. They know there are other options that United are looking at. Ugarte wants to make the move to Manchester United. He is back, apparently back in training today as well for PSG, or it may even be Monday for Ugarte. Not too sure on that one, but the South American players are all back. Questions are starting to be asked as to what is going on. Where are we going forward with this one? United need to make a decision, and we're expecting the decision to come over this weekend. In fact, going into next week, Ten Hag full preparation, looking ahead to the season. Which way are Manchester United going? When I get into the Ten Hag quotes on this show, you'll understand why the pressure is on even more for Manchester United, and where we're at with what we're going to be starting the season with. We're expecting everything to be wrapped up with Wan-Bissaka and Mazraoui this weekend, and he will take a flight straight back to England to do his medicals, Mazraoui that is. And obviously Scott McTominay we're expecting to be concluded early next week as well. Updates coming in on that. But with Ugarte, PSG now knowing what Manchester United's situation is, we cannot afford what PSG want. It is that lucrative loan deal, or it's the just pay us what we want. They're not going to budge. United have tried, and where we have been able to sort of bully in the Bolognas of this world and the Lilles of this world with bids for certain players and made them deals happen for Xerxes and for Euro, we are not succeeding in trying to get one. It's not so much get one up, but we've chanced our arm with Ugarte. It's not come off. We're around the £42 million mark. It's not going to happen. Manchester United are not going to get what they want out of PSG. They have committed their full funds to, obviously, João Neves. Sancho is on hold. We're waiting for things to happen with that. We have no updates on Jadon Sancho at all in terms of him leaving Manchester United or any interest from PSG. The word is from Jadon Sancho is that there's just not that much interest from PSG at this stage. Sancho will be going towards the back end of the window if someone comes in with the right offer for him. There's no emergency for Jadon Sancho for people going to get him from United trying to force him out. As of right now, with the situation up front with Manchester United, Jadon Sancho is quite comfortable at the football club, and Ten Hag is happy to have him there, it would seem. But Manchester United's priority positions right now, midfield, Sofyan Amrabat, who we knew, according to Fabrizio Romano, was one of two midfielders United was seriously looking at and communicating with more than anybody else. And it was Ugarte or Amrabat, possibly both for Manchester United. Right now, it doesn't look like either are in the offing unless United go with Ugarte's loan. Amrabat is wanted by Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho wants Amrabat over in Fenerbahce, and with United holding out, this is what is going to happen right now. Everyone's back in full pre-season training. All the international players are back after this weekend at the max, and teams are looking forward. Like, it's less than 2 weeks till the start of the season. 2 weeks today are kicking off against Fulham. Manchester United, amongst other clubs as well, want to get deals done and everything over the line. Right now, Manchester United are no closer to getting the deals that they want. So United have to buckle a little bit. This is why it is imperative that Scott McTominay is sold, just to help Manchester United maybe get deals over the line in other areas. We've spoke about this aplenty right now. But Jose wanting Amrabat. Amrabat's not going to wait for Manchester United any longer. He wants to go to the Premier League. But from what I was told as well, Amrabat's side of things, they're looking at it and they're a bit disappointed that everything is so slow from his side in terms of Manchester United's movement to get a deal done. There is no real ambition from Manchester United. They've got too many players on hold right now and decisions need to be made. Otherwise, players are going to start being tempted elsewhere. You've got the De Ligt situation. Clubs actually acted, like we said the other day, coming in for De Ligt and him saying no. I think he's 100% sorted for Manchester United. It's just a matter of when with this. But it takes us into Scott McTominay. And Scott McTominay's situation, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, Laurie Whitwell was talking yesterday. He's over in the States covering the United tour. He has said, along with Sky from over in the States, that this deal will happen. Manchester United will do business at 25 million and we will get Scott McTominay out of the door. I say it like that in a bad way, I know, but Manchester United right now, in looking at the deals for everyone else that they're interested in, Scott is the key to everything going on right now. The 100% profit that comes from Scott McTominay goes towards... It could go towards 3 different deals. You could be looking at Mazraoui, De Ligt and Ugarte. If United need to put more money towards any of these deals to get them done. We're hearing that Mazraoui is settled and done anyway, no problem, simply because Wan-Bissaka's out. But Scott McTominay definitely adds to the De Ligt and Ugarte moves. And you can look at the other names that were brought up yesterday in terms of other midfield options. Honestly, guys, right now, I'm just going to say it as I think it is. They're just other names that are being brought up and stories being made up, I think, about these players. Rabiot, there's definite interest in. But the Zubimendi one, I think, is far away. Forget the Van der Berg one. That is not happening at all. I don't think Veerman will happen. It's just not been enough talk or interest with him. So that definitely isn't there. It's in Manchester United's situation right now. They've accepted that Casemiro is staying, which has pushed Scott McTominay further forward down the pecking order in a situation where they needed to sell at least one midfielder and make money. It was between Casemiro and Scott. The start of the summer, everything was closing towards Casemiro leaving and Scott actually being the one staying as a squad player. It's role reversed because of the Casemiro situation, which tells you exactly how much pressure Manchester United are under and what they want to do to make things happen. Ten Hag has been talking about financial fair play as well, which is a bit of a concern because when he's talking about it, that means that he's trying to put like a warner out to all of the fans as to say, look, the board have told me this is what we're having to do to balance this. Manchester United have got 2 players, assets that bring them money at the moment. One is close to being done and expected to be finished, maybe even as close as this weekend, in Scott McTominay. The other is Jadon Sancho, who is nowhere near close to leaving Manchester United right now. In fact, Ten Hag is talking about Jadon Sancho actually being a centre-forward next season. He has been speaking to the media and the press over in the States, and he is an actual option for Ten Hag to play as a false 9. A lot of Manchester United fans don't want to hear that news. I know I don't want to be spoiling your Fridays by saying that Manchester United striker options are Jadon Sancho right now. We know what's happening with Rasmus Højlund. We know the injury situation we got there. We got Zirkzee. And Ten Hag has been talking about Zirkzee or Jadon Sancho. You've got one who has played all pre-season and one who has played in the Euros or been in the Euros and has just started training last week. So which way does he go with them? All in all, you look at it in terms of the transfers and where we're up and where we're at with it, it doesn't look good in terms of getting rid of Jadon Sancho. It doesn't look like we have got the money to bring in another forward unless Jadon Sancho is sold. Nobody wants him at the moment. United's whole plan, I feel, has been to try and get Jadon Sancho out on that pitch and looking good. And last couple of games, he's not performed too badly. But still, where is his best position? He plays in the middle, he plays on the left, he plays on the right. I suppose that's a good thing as well for a lot of clubs that are looking in. But you've got to look at him being moved around in different positions, not being able to solidify one. Is that a worry as well for people coming in? to look at Jadon Sancho. It feels like it's the calm before the storm right now, and a lot is going to happen, and happen very, very quickly with United. It could even be today or over this weekend. But Manchester United are actively looking at Amrabat because of Casemiro staying. They fully expect Casemiro to play the majority of the games this season. Everybody's talking from the tour about Casemiro, his shape, his fitness, his new look, his determination to actually make right the wrongs of last season. And in his mind, he's come back to pre-season and proved the point. Not in the Brazilian squad. These are these moments with players where it just sinks in. And it's like, look at Harry Maguire again, like missed the FA Cup final, missed all of the Euros. Casemiro missing the Copa America. First time he's not been in the Brazil squad in how long for an international tournament. He's come back to Manchester United with a bit between his teeth, and he's basically come in and said, no, F off. I'm holding my place down here. I'm going to show you what I'm made of. And Manchester United have had to turn it around. They've had to change it up. They cannot afford to keep Casemiro and Scott McTominay if they want to bring another player in. So you've got an out-and-out holding midfielder there that you've got in Casemiro. You've got Toby Collier coming through. Manchester United will look at Rabiot if they cannot make the Ugarte deal happen. Right now, I still feel like we are going to get the Ugarte deal done, but there is no guarantee that this is actually going to happen now. Unless United get that money in for Scott, get some money in for maybe Lindelof as well, and are able to give a little bit more for him. It's difficult because we're not getting any more information out of where United can go. In L'Equipe leaking out the news from PSG yesterday, backing up what Romano says about the loan option, it looks great on paper for Manchester United. Everybody assuming that it's fantastic simply because we can get Ugarte on loan and we're not having to fork any money out. Like we said yesterday, though, it doesn't necessarily mean that that works well for United financially. The lucrative side of that loan deal is United forking out money for a player that they're not going to own. And that's the problem. With United's new structure and the way that they look at the deals, I just don't think they're happy to sit there and do that. I don't. So, United, realistically, in the position we're in right now, we could lose out on Ugarte. We could have Casemiro and Collier, maybe one other midfielder that we really, well, doesn't sort of light up the headline board, does it, like Ugarte would. Some people are still sceptical about Ugarte, by the way, as well. But, look, all of the deals are still in the offing. Everything is still there for Manchester United to do. Everything is pending on Scott McTominay. Manchester United getting rid of him. Then they will look, obviously, to move Palestri and Hannibal on. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, we know, is going. And Lindelof, Manchester United need to make the decision on him as well, because right now he is needed backup. And it's horrible to say that, I know. It is definitely for me because I don't like Victor Lindelof. But he is needed backup. You've got Maguire and Martinez, and then you've got Evans and Lindelof. That's our four centre-backs at the moment. So effectively, we cannot sell or get rid of Lindelof unless we know that we've got another defender coming in. Matthijs de Ligt is the obvious in that department. I don't think there's any other defender apart from Trevor Chalobah from Chelsea. But I just find it absolutely... I find it amazing. Like I said in the video the other night about de Ligt, if United now don't go in and get de Ligt, I think they know they're selling certain players and they'll have enough money to push to where Bayern want to be, a bit closer to them to make something happen. I feel like they're confident in getting de Ligt over the line. I just feel like Manchester United and Ineos thought they could. They definitely thought they could get more deals done in terms of selling players than what they have done. That's 100% dead cert. They sort of underestimated what they could do, I feel. They've done well still, and like if we get rid of Scott McTominay, Greenwood's gone, Camberwella, obviously we got rid of Donny van der Beek. You're talking quite a lot there. So obviously Brandon Williams has been released as well. I know these are players that haven't been sold and we've not made money for them, but we got what we got. When you think about it, Shoretaya went, we got $500,000 for him. That went under the radar. I'm not even going to kick up anything to say that that's amazing or a great deal from United. Look, it's a situation we were dumped with players on contracts and the way that the academy was treated through the old regime that Ineos are trying to deal with right now. So yeah, nothing big, nothing major on that side, but still moving a lot of players on, making a lot of space for better younger players coming through. Let's not forget the quality of the academy players coming through. And Casemiro with Toby Collier, I think we will get one more. But you've got to think right now, And I want to ask the question to the chat. Welcome to the members club as well, Stephen Welch. Loving that picture. Drop Dead Fred. Great film. Love that one. But here's a question for you guys right now. If Casemiro and Ugarte are in the same team, and this is where you start to think about things, don't you? You've got Casemiro, you've got Ugarte. Who starts? Who starts? First month of the season, Manchester United could have spent, 50-odd million on Ugarte, and he's not even started. I'm telling you right now, Casemiro starts ahead of Manuel Ugarte in this team. Look at what Ten Hag is doing. Look at what Ten Hag knows. You know what he's like. You know he trusts Casemiro. He's already come out and bigged him up and said he's a massive part of Manchester United going forward. Casemiro starts ahead of Ugarte. Are Manchester United willing to spend this amount of money? Look, Casemiro has thrown the biggest spanner in the works ever into Manchester United's plans this summer. And like we've always said, he's quite right in doing so, in wanting to play for Manchester United still and play out his contract. We cannot move players on if they don't want to go when they're on these contracts. Look, Casemiro is a big one. They thought they had the get out of jail card, this so-called meetings with Myrto last season, going to the Saudi Pro League, trying to build up relationships. That man was absolutely shocking at his job. Honestly, the amount of crap that he has left behind with Manchester United to deal with, we are finding out right now what this is all about and how much damage this man has done. Like, oh my God, like seriously. Like, how can Manchester United be negotiating a contract of 130 to 140 grand a week with Rabiot, and he couldn't get anywhere near that and went with his tail between his legs after meeting Rabiot's mum? How can he have gone over and spent so much time talking to people and talking to representatives in Saudi Arabia, and then all of a sudden this summer nothing is happening? But tell me, guys, is Casemiro starting ahead of Ugarte? Because I feel like that has been what's happened this summer. Like, they banked on Casemiro not being there. Do we need Ugarte if Casemiro is going to be in the squad? Yes, we need squad depth, we need rotation, but you've got two players there that want to be playing first-team football. Is this a problem right now? Football is changing, and the times of having quality players on the sideline but not competing at the top level, or having a manager like Ten Hag who doesn't rotate as much, is a problem for United right now with the players that we've got. You're looking at Casemiro, what you're saying, 35 games this season? That's what you'd expect from him? In a season where he could be up to about 60 games. Like, we've seen how many games Ugarte played for PSG and he wasn't happy with that. So you see where I'm going with it. Are United willing to spend that amount of money knowing that you've got Collier to come in and you could bring in another midfielder a bit cheaper? You could literally go out and get Amrabat now as cover, and he'd be happy to cover with Casemiro. And you've got Collier coming in as well. Or you're going to spend a fortune on Ugarte and then have to try and balance that out. But this is the worry that I've got. Is like, will Ten Hag try and force Ugarte into a position that isn't right? Will he try and make room for a player? Like, we talk about Jadon Sancho and trying to force him as a number 9. No. It doesn't work. Stop trying to find places for players to play. Play them in the natural position. If there's someone there in that position already, they have to wait and prove their worth. This is how it should work for me. The good news is as well with Manchester United is that we've got Garnacho back in training today at Carrington. Leacher is back on Monday. Obviously, he played more than what Garnacho did in the Copa America in terms of actual game time, starting as many games as he did. So Leacher has been granted the rest of the weekend extra. Ten Hag has been talking about this, though. Everyone has been catered for with different circumstances in coming back. So effectively, from the squad that we're seeing in the States at the moment, we've got ready to go, and this is why Ten Hag was talking about Xerxes and Sancho. We've got 3 players back at Carrington when the squad arrives back, which is Garnacho, Leacher and Xerxes, so we could add them to the squad. That makes us a lot stronger, which is good. And then you've got obviously the other players to come back: Kobbie Mainoo, Luke Shaw, Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot, all arriving back in training next week as well. So looking good, looking strong. Moving forward with transfers, we're stuck in a little bit of a hole at the moment. Everything resting on Scott McTominay. And then what do Manchester United do with Manuel Ugarte? Do they commit, or do they go and buy someone else who's cheaper that can work alongside Casemiro? Because Casemiro, I'm going to say this now, will not play second fiddle to Ugarte? Have we already got someone in position who has come back with a bit between his teeth, raring to go in Casemiro, that's a better option than Ugarte? I'll ask that question. I'll get that in the comment section. Let you guys answer that as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. That is your morning update. Please give the video a like. We had well over 800 for most of that show there. We've only got 160 odd likes at the moment. Get them likes up, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I will see you back at 12 o'clock for the update. More details and everything going on with United. That's your update from over in the States and everything that's happened overnight and early this morning, guys. I'll catch you at 1 o'clock with all the rest of the news as well. But for now, guys, that's us done. I'll see you later. Have a great morning, people. The weekend is here.